All right, so what we've got here inside HostGator, this is our web hosting company. And what we're going to do is actually create a website in here. But there's two steps I wanted to show you first in order to get this out there live and on the internet. So the first thing is you've got to, of course, choose your theme and choose the direction you want to go with it. So once you kind of know, which direction you're going on, as you may have heard in part one of this lesson, in part two here, we're going to say that you've already selected a theme. So for this whole example here, we're going to go with the example of, using Halloween costumes for the example. So we're going to go here to google.com and I'm going to pull up a tool that many people have heard of that's changed its look, but it's always pretty much has the same function, and it's called the AdWords Keyword Tool. So we'll go to Google, type in AdWords Keyword Tool, click on that. It's going to be one of the first things that comes up there. And what we're going to do here is type in, words or phrases or ideas here. So we'll go to Halloween costumes. And then you can do a search, kind of choose the area you're targeting, which typically would be, United States. You could do United Kingdom, English speaking countries, so make sure those are checked. And then just do a search here. And this right here, like I said, is that it's a newer layout for the AdWords keyword tool. And it gives you an idea of kind of like search volume. So you can see that as a broad match, there's 5 million people, but I typically like to get the best, most accurate results. I always try to drop it down to exact match because that tells you more precisely how many people are actually searching for these different keywords. So we know obviously Halloween costumes is a big niche. That's one of the niches that you could really target. But you can see here that there's quite a few different domains. You could come up with ideas for your domain name just based on these keyword phrases, or you can add in things. The one thing to keep in mind is that you don't necessarily. It used to be you would want to focus so hard on having a domain name through GoDaddy that incorporated your keywords in it. So like in the past, it was advised that you would try to include, funny Halloween costume ideas.com, or group Halloween costume ideas.com, or those kind of things, And so that used to be said, hey, that's the best idea for you to go with, and those kind of things. And really, Google's actually starting to, it's not really as necessary as it used to be. They can help a little bit, but it's better just to come up, spend the time thinking of a decent domain name, rather than going out there and trying to come up with this, perfect domain that incorporates every keyword. So Halloween costumes is very safe because you're not dealing with any branding issues there. So it's not like you're trying to use the Verizon's name or something in it, or Xbox 360. So like if you were going to go in the video game market, you could say video game console reviews or something like that.com. So basically, be focused on what your niche is about, but don't worry so much about having the perfect domain. If it fits to include your keywords, and you definitely want to try to, make sure you do that as well. But think of some ideas. There's also, basically, I like the Google AdWords tool not only for keyword research, but also, because it's great for traffic generation ideas and what to go after. But it's also very valuable to know, what kind of topics people are interested in, so you could kind of come up with a domain name that's going to connect with your audience that you're trying to target. So that's why I showed this tool. And then one other thing you can do once you come up with some keyword ideas is to go out to google.com and type in thesaurus. So some people say thesaurus or a thesaurus. It's basically it helps you find synonyms and stuff like that for different phrases. So let's say, for example, that I wanted to create. Okay. So let's say that I wanted to create, something about, um, for example, like a Halloween. I want that my site to be kind of like the location to come for Halloween costume ideas or costumes or things like that. So I would come up with some ideas like, house, place, those kind of things. So let's say house, and let's do a search here, and it'll actually pull up some house synonyms. So let's see here: apartment, abode, Halloween costumes, domicile, Halloween costumes, roost, setup, those kind of things. Pad, Halloween costumes, pad, like this is my pad, those kind of things. So, ironically, I went ahead and actually chose Halloween costumes pads for my domain. Halloween costumes pad, meaning, hey, this is the place to come hang out. And, thesaurus.com is a good way to come up with those ideas. So, to get your domain, you can go to GoDaddy.com. They're one of the largest domain registrars out there. They're very good at what they do there. But then I tend to get my web hosting somewhere else because I find it to be a lot easier. So you can just do a search, for your domains. You can also do the bulk domain search and actually plug in all the keywords you got from the AdWords keyword tool and see if the .com and .nets are available for these different domain ideas. So you could just plug in a bunch of, keyword ideas. So those kind of things, and then just search for Go, and you might want to actually combine them together here. Let's do that. And it's going to actually go out there and check you if some of these are available. So for example, Halloween costumes place.net is actually available through the GoDaddy bulk domain search. So the first part of the process again is narrow down the domain you want to go with. Don't spend tons of time. I know it's easy to overanalyze this part of things, but make sure it's a decent domain. You don't want to come up with something that's 20 characters long. Try to keep it, somewhat decent, because that way you're going to have a valuable asset that you could then later on sell as well. So what we want to do here then is go ahead and register that domain. So create your account there, and then I want to show you one other site where you can go to actually get your domain name. So then the other place to go get your website is namecheap.com. Namecheap.com. Namecheap is kind of like GoDaddy. They're basically, their main goal is a domain registrar, meaning they register domain names. So you've got to have the domain name, and then the other thing you need, of course, is web hosting. And for this example, I'm going to use HostGator. Highly recommend them. They come highly recommended. They're very good, a reliable service, 24/7 support. That's definitely something you want to look at when you're getting a web hosting provider, is somebody that's going to be there even during holiday hours or things like that. Somebody there that can help you through those types of issues. So I would really consider HostGator.com for your web hosting. So what you want to do here is click on web hosting, and really all you need to get started, you could go with the baby plan. You could go with the hatchling plan, but it limits you to just one domain. So I always tell people at least go with the baby plan, if not the business plan. Because the business plan gives you a private IP, so you can sometimes have a little faster speeds at times, and it's a little better for you. But the baby plan is also not a bad service, and it's quite a bit cheaper. And with the baby plan, you can actually pay monthly, so just $7.96 a month. Or with the business plan, you're looking at $12 a month. So it's not very expensive to get going with something like that. You can actually choose to register the domain if you want while you're getting your web hosting. It's completely up to you. I personally like to keep them separate, so I keep my domain separate with GoDaddy, and then I actually host them all through HostGator. I just think it's better to keep them. They're more specialized. HostGator's specializes in web hosting. GoDaddy specializes in domain names. So I try to keep them separate. That way, if you have any issues, like GoDaddy goes down or gets hacked, which has happened before, and if your websites are hosted at with them, you're kind of toast. But if you're with HostGator, you're good to go. So it's definitely those kind of things are important to keep in mind. But I would go with the baby plan or the business plan with HostGator, because it gives you unlimited domains and disk space, which is going to be perfect for what you need to create several of these websites. So once you have your domain and hosting settled, it's time to actually get into your website. So what you need to do here is open up a new tab and you'll go to yourdomain.com. So when you create your HostGator account, you're going to give them a domain, whether you register one with them, which is totally fine to register your first domain there. But I typically register my others at GoDaddy or Namecheap and then point them over there. But you can go to yourdomain.com/cpanel. So yourdomain.com/cpanel. Once you do that, it's going to take you to a login window. And on this login screen, you're going to go ahead and just log in to your HostGator account. And this is going to log you into the HostGator control panel, which is also known as cPanel. Inside here, just to help you get an idea of navigating it, the main thing you want to look for at first is your add-on domains. And the reason we're going straight here is because most people at this point, you already have your domain and hosting as you're watching this video. And so I'm going to give you the step to go through to get this going. So we're going to go to domains and choose add-on domains. So let's just go right there, choose add-on domains. And the next thing is just choose new domain, put in your domain, and then put in the domain that you're going after. It's automatically going to create the username and document root for you. It's going to create, put in a password for it that's easy for you to memorize, and then click on add domain, and it's going to go ahead and add the domain to your account. You also need to make sure that you point the domain name from your GoDaddy and point it to your actual hosting account. And you can actually contact GoDaddy for that, or Namecheap, whoever you have registered your domain names through, and you can actually go through that process to get those linked up and set up, and that way your domain is actually going to be pointed here. And HostGator can also help you. That's the reason I like working with these companies, because they have 24/7 support if you need help pointing your domains back and forth. So what I'm going to do here now is go ahead and I'm going to select I've already gone through the add-on domains. I'm going to log in here to my HostGator control panel, and we're going to go to create our simple website to Fantastico Deluxe, which is the blue smiley face right here. And what I'm going to choose on the left hand side, Fantastico is a program that has several self-installing type programs on it. So it basically lets you install different software services like WordPress and those types of things on your site. So I'm going to click here on WordPress, and what we're going to do here is inside here we're going to click on new installation. So I'm going to choose new installation. So let's go ahead and click on that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do here is go ahead and install on domain. So I'm going to choose the domain that I want to go after here, which we've selected Halloween Costumes Pad. And you want to put install in directory. You want to keep that blank because we want our main domain here to just be, Halloween Costumes Pad. So I'm going to go ahead and choose, the username, which typically is, like your WordPress administration name. And that's typically what I go with is admin. Password, so choose your password here that you want to use. This is the password you will use to log in to your actual website. Put in your admin nickname. So I typically just keep it as admin, or you can put in your name as well. Put in your email. And then site name, I usually just kind of call it what it is, so Halloween costume review site or video game review site. So this is just the very basic level of setting up your WordPress site so you can go after, and profit from this. So we've gone through that step. Then you would just choose install WordPress, and you're good to go. Once it actually goes through that process and you click on finish, which is on the next window, you're going to be able to actually visit your website, which is going to look just like I have up on my screen here. So I'm going to go back here so you can kind of see it. This is the very default based WordPress theme. And this is actually what we're going to work with. We're not going to go into choosing the perfect theme and those types of things. So, so those types of things we are going to, kind of just focus more on the simple parts of things for this particular training. And so we're going to just work with the basic theme that WordPress gives us to go with. So what you want to do here is go ahead and go to your browser, and you're going to type in wp-admin after the domain name that you're working with. And it's going to take you to log in. This is where you put in your username, which is admin, and then the password that you set up. So here we go. It's going to say, welcome to your new WordPress site. Up here, there might be an update option, like update to the latest version and those types of things. Under home, it'll always say, you have new updates as well. Like for this example, when I logged in, it said updates are available. So I'm just going to choose updates. And what we're going to choose here is actually come. And I always like to update things in WordPress right away just because, with different hackers and things like that, if you don't update, there's always little holes and things like that. So right here it says you have version 1.3 installed, and these are the basic WordPress themes that come installed. So I always go up here to updates, and yours may or may not have this, and then I just choose select all and choose update themes, and it's going to go through the process of quickly updating our themes. Okay, so now it's going to say each theme was updated successfully. So let's go back to dashboard here. And we're back on the welcome screen here. So what I'm going to do is right click, or go over here to the drop down up here. It'll say, the name of your site. And I'm going to right click and choose open link in a new tab. And for this example here, I'm using Firefox browser. You can use Internet Explorer, Google Chrome's browser, Safari if you're on a Mac. The browser really is not as huge of an issue. So here we go. We've got Halloween costumes. This is what your website looks like right now. And what we want to do is just simplify this and get this to be a very basic website that we can actually work with and do some things with. So what we're going to do here is go ahead in the back end of our website. The first thing we want to do is under settings. It's on the left hand side. Click on general, and it's going to give us a few options. So it's going to say, Halloween costumes. What I would do is come up with a good keyword phrase that you want to use for your title of your website. So this would be a good time to go back to the Google AdWords keyword tool that we already talked about, and it would be a time to kind of go through there and say, okay, I want to look up, Halloween costume ideas. Maybe that's kind of what the site's focused on, or something like that. Halloween costumes for kids, or Halloween costume ideas. And then your source for Halloween costume ideas. And then the next thing I like to modify here is right down here. It's under general settings. It says WordPress address URL. And so what I would do is just do your http:// I always like to change that to www, just so there's no confusion for search engines, and it's just a cleaner looking link. So what I do under general settings is I go down to WordPress and I type in www dot, and do that again, www dot, and then email address, of course you can update that to your email. Membership, you can choose anyone can register or not. I typically just leave that as the default. The date format I leave alone. The week starts on, you can go with Monday or Sunday depending on how you want to track things. So it's completely up to you. And then go ahead and click on Save Changes. What's going to happen there, typically once you change to www, it's going to make you log out, and that's completely normal, because now our link, is slightly different. It's www.yourdomain.com. And again, I always like to change that, just because it looks cleaner, and it's also going to always automatically redirect that. And it used to be a bigger deal than it is now, but it's still something you want to change. So all you do after that is just log back in. And what we're going to do next, is we're going to actually find a plugin that we want to download here. So there's a couple different plugins that we want to work with. So what I'm going to choose here is, I'm going to go over here to where it says plugins on the left side and just click on that. And right now there's going to be one called, you'll probably see one called Hello Dolly and one called Akismet. And you can just keep Akismet, don't worry about that at the moment. And just click on Add New Plugins. You can either click on it there or on the left hand side. And I'm going to type in All-in-One SEO. It's one of the older plugins, but it does a really good job for SEO and search engine purposes. So what we're going to do now is look for that one. So this one we're called All-in-One SEO Pack. So go ahead and click on Install Now. And it's going to say, are you sure you want to install it? We're only going to install a few plugins. There are a lot of different plugins out there, but for now there's just a few basics. All-in-One SEO is a very important one to go with. It's going to help you long term, with coming up with, search phrases and ideas. So we'll just activate that plugin. Now it's going to say All-in-One SEO Pack must be configured. Go to the admin page. So let's go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do here, is scroll down to the bottom where it says plugin status. So you'll see here it's going to try to get you to donate to them. You can choose if you want to. But we're going to scroll down here and it's going to say plugin status, and go ahead and choose enabled. Home title, this is where you can put in a more long-tailed keyword phrase, that fits what you're going after. So Halloween costume ideas. And this again would be a good time to use the Google AdWords keyword tool. Come up with several different keywords, like let's say you're doing video game reviews. Look up video game reviews in the AdWords keyword tool. Come up with some keyword ideas that people are looking for. Another quick way to find keywords to go after is to go to Google and run a search in Google for, let's say, for example, the phrase here, let's say Halloween costumes, and you'll notice here some ideas that pop up, for kids, and then there's another one for kids girls, for kids clearance. So different keywords that people might type in there. So Halloween costume, patterns, ideas for women, those kind of things you can come up with. And those might be additional blog posts. Basically what that means is that's just Google trying to see, trying to basically finish what you might be searching for. And that means that people are actually looking for those types of things out there. So it's definitely something for you to take a look at and consider. So let's see here. So the next thing you want to do is under All-in-One SEO. So come up with a few keyword titles. You can separate each keyword phrase by a dash. So let's go Halloween costumes for kids. You could also do another thesaurus search for costume, just to see if there's additional words people might look for related to costume. So I'm just kind of showing you kind of how you want to think as you're going through this process. So apparel, attire, clothing, dress, ensemble. Let's see. And there's really not a lot, like Halloween outfit. That might be another phrase people might look for, so you can come up with that, just to see. Like, for example, there's actually a lot of people looking for Halloween outfit, because Google actually finished it off here. So, you can also run that into the AdWords keyword tool just to see, and it might be a possible niche, that you could go after. So, costumes for kids, and then we'll do another dash, Halloween outfits. Okay, and then home description. What I like to do in the description part is just a short sentence that incorporates one of my main keyword phrases in there. So I will do something like this: Halloween costume ideas for kids. And then the next thing that you want to do is, or what, find a variety of Halloween costume ideas for kids and adults, including reviews. Okay, so just keep it short. One or two sentence will work. Try to incorporate your keyword into the home description. It's still one of those. It's considered a minor SEO thing, but surprisingly, when you look at websites that rank, it's always one of the things. When you're doing actually a Google search, this typically is pulled from the meta description. At least it's been that way for quite some time. A lot of times, 9 times out of 10, Google seems to end up pulling this, from the actual description or from the meta description in a lot of cases. So, probably, I mean, at least more than half the time they're pulling from that meta description. So if you can control what goes in there, you're better off because it's going to actually show up there. So you'll notice how it kind of stands out there when people are actually looking for it. And then the title part, this is what the title goes, and Google still considers that a very important part of your actual SEO and on-page SEO work. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. As far as meta keywords, these aren't as important as far as the home keywords, but we'll just go with them here. We'll go Halloween costume ideas. Typically, I just go with my main couple of keywords, so we'll just go with that. All right, and then the next thing it's going to say canonical URLs. I keep that the same. Rewrite titles, post title format. Typically what I like to do here is take out the blog title, and so when I do each post, it's going to actually be what I specify that post title tag to be, and I'll show you when I actually show you how to create an actual post. Category title, I also take out blog, and then the rest we can kind of leave as it is here. So let's go on down here. All right. You can actually plug in your Google Analytics if you want as well. If you wanted to track your Google Analytics and how your traffic's going, that's completely up to you. You can sign up for that at google.com/analytics. Some other things, you can use the no index for archives. That way it kind of keeps search engines from going in there. So that would be a good option as well. Keep the categories open. I like to keep that open. And you can choose on the archives if you want to do that. Generally, I just leave it kind of as they have it here, as they give it to you, because they do a pretty good job in knowing what you need. You can use your tags for meta keywords. And then everything else, let's just keep it as is and click Update Options. And now at the top, it's going to say All-in-One SEO options have been updated. The very next thing that we want to work with is permalinks, and it's going to give you multiple options here. One's going to say day and name, other one's going to say month and name, numeric, or post name. I generally like to go with post name. So under common settings, we're just going to choose post name, and then we're going to click on save changes. So save changes. So now that part's been saved. And then again, we're doing all this under the left hand side Another very important thing is under privacy settings on the left hand side, make sure allow search engines to index this site is checked. That's very, very important. Basically, make sure allow search engines to index this site because you want them to find your website. You want to get as much exposure as possible. So that's very important. Media discussion and reading and writing, you can kind of keep those as is. Um, let's go back here, and those are more advanced things. But basically, do all the settings in here. We got our all-in-one SEO plugin. That's one of the most important ones to go with. So the next thing that we want to do here, so you'll see here we've got our very basic website. If I refresh, you'll notice it's got HalloweenCostumesPad.com, Halloween costumes, Halloween costumes ideas, your source for Halloween costume ideas. And again, you can kind of make that a little bit more descriptive if you would like. That would be important. So what we want to do next is kind of just work on this website just a little bit. Obviously, the default image that they give you within WordPress is not going to work here. So we want to go over here to where it says Appearance on the left side, and there's two different theme options you can choose. You can go with the current theme, which is 2011, but generally, especially when you're just starting out, a very good theme to work with is the 2010 WordPress theme. So that's just what I'm going to choose. We're going to just click on that theme and click on Activate. And you could also find more themes if you wanted to under themes, and you could actually do a search. You could even do a search for Halloween to see if there's a theme out there about Halloween. Probably not, but you could actually do a search. You could maybe look for the colors that mix orange and black. Sometimes a two-column website is good. And let's see here. You could even go with holiday and click on find themes. No themes seem to match. So there's just a few themes, with orange and black in them. But none of those look all that attractive. So we're just going to stick with the generic WordPress one. It's not a bad theme to go with, and that's generally what I like to do. But if you want to really dig down and deep, and find more themes, you can do that. You can also do a Google search for premium WordPress themes, and you can come up with some additional WordPress theme ideas. So WordPress themes, and you might have to pay for some of these. You can also do a search for free premium WordPress themes to come up with some other ones as well that you could actually go in and use and leverage. There's quite a few different websites out there that have really good, clean looking WordPress themes that you can go with. So this one's called ThemeFuse. And again, they have a lot of different options out there. But I would kind of just steer clear, just use the basic theme that they allow. So you can go back here to manage themes if you have installed another theme, and back in here you can actually delete the theme or activate different ones. So we're going to go ahead and stick with 2010. 2011 is activated. You can just click on activate or deactivate if you don't want it and go with the other one. So for this one, we're going to, you'll notice that I made the change here, so I'm just going to refresh and you'll see what it looks like here. So this is our basic website, and now the only thing we need to do is we need to get rid of this image for now because we don't have an image to really insert there. So what I'm going to do here is go up to header under appearance, and it's going to give me a few options here. I can go with a different picture if I wanted to, or you could do random, which will show a different picture all the time, and of course we don't want that. If you wanted to create your own image up here, this would be a good spot. You could actually use even a PowerPoint slide or paint.net or something like that, to quickly create a very basic looking picture that you could actually upload in there. But for now, we're just going to go with remove header image. Okay, so you'll not be able to restore any customization, so just choose remove header image. So we went back there, we clicked on remove header image, and now I'm going to refresh, and you'll notice it took out the image. But what I would do is eventually, consider creating a very basic image that you could actually put in there and upload. So now we've got our website. It's got its first post on there. There's two other things you want to add in here. You want to add in at the top here under pages. It's going to give you a sample page. So what I would do is just, let's get rid of that page. And I would create a new page, and we'll just call this About Us. And these are basic things that an affiliate website would have. Welcome to our Halloween we are focused on giving you the best reviews possible. Okay, so now let's just click on publish that. And the reason I have you add an About Us page, even though it's an affiliate review site, is we want to build this out, to be a very big website. And also the other reason I'm not having you jump out and spend $100 on a theme right away is because you want to focus on just creating good content from the start. That's really what's going to be your main traffic driver and your traffic solution. So you don't want to have to sit there, and focus on getting, you'd rather have content, good content, and start making some income before you go invest in large themes and stuff like that. So we'll keep this as simple as possible. And so you've got an About Us page, and then the other thing that we want to do here is go ahead on the right hand side here under appearance. It's going to say widgets. So appearance and widgets, and this will work with any theme. Almost any theme has widgets enabled. You could keep the search, that way people could actually search for different costume ideas. But you could also go with, so like under search here, you could change the title there that displays above it. So you could say find your Halloween costumes. And you'll notice that comes out. That way people can do a search. You can do, keep the recent post there. And instead of it, showing up as just recent post, you could actually change that to actually say, whatever basically you want it to say there under recent post. You could say recent product reviews, those kind of things. Recent comments, if you don't want comments to show up, that's fine too. Just put that there. I like to add in the links section. So this again is all under widgets. And so we're going to add in links, and you can include, all links, or you can include blog roll. And you can set that to show 5 links. Then I'll show you where to actually add your links, and that would be a good spot to put in like your affiliate links. So you'll see as I make these changes, the things are starting to show up there. So our website here, is slowly starting to take form. Archives, you don't necessarily need archives right here. Meta, we don't need to deal with that, so we're just again going to just drag it right on over here. Probably one of the ones that you would work with even more on this side is going to be categories is going to be good because it's going to incorporate, you could categorize different products, Halloween costumes for men, for women, for children, those types of things. But the next one that you would want to incorporate here, you could also do a tag cloud. That way, like when you tag your different blog posts, you could basically tag them as Dracula costume or X-Men costume or GI Joe costume, those kind of things. That way, when people come there, there's tags that show up, and so they might end up clicking on those, getting to the categories they want to get to. And then finally, the last one that I would recommend that you can do quite a bit with is the actual text area. And the reason this one is so valuable for you is because you can actually put in, your affiliate banner here. And I'll show you how that might look. So we'll come down here, click on save. And after I hit save, we can just refresh on the website in the other tab here. And then it would show up there. All right, so you'll see here where it says your affiliate banner here. Let's say you wanted to move that and actually have it be, your image. This is where you would go in and you would actually grab the code. So you're going to go to widgets, and whoever you become an affiliate for, whether it's buycostumes.com or whatever, you would paste in the banner affiliate code that they give you. You could post that under one of these arbitrary text or HTML boxes in your widget, so that throughout your website you have a banner that's displaying. And let's say, for example, that you want to move that upward, so it's more towards the top. So all you have to do is just come up there and you just grab a hold of it and you move it on up towards the top. So let's say you want to have it like above, above the search area. You can just drag it right there. Once it's there, just go ahead and refresh. You'll see your affiliate banner here. Then they've got the search button so they can find what they want. You can get your recent product reviews, your blog roll, which can contain links. I'll show you how to edit the blog roll. And then I'm just going to show you how to do a basic post, and then we'll kind of talk about a couple promotional strategies. So now our little website's starting to take form. This is not the most beautiful website, but it's kind of one of those things that you want to get going. Once you add in like an affiliate banner here, so you take their banner code, that's going to add some color to your website as well. So you're going to really be able to kind of make this website more of your own that way also. You can also go over here under background, appearance and background, and you can actually change the background color to a different color if you would like. So like we could go to orange or something like that instead of black, and just click on save changes. And so you can actually change different things like a custom background if you want to. There's just lots of different options that you can actually go with. So I didn't necessarily change those. But you can actually work with, within here to actually change the background to what you want it to be. So the next thing here, under widgets here, give yourself some color. Put in some widgets and information there. Your pages, you could actually categorize different pages so they show up on your navigation there. Costumes for men, women, children, those types of things, teenagers, all those kinds of ideas. And then the final thing that we want to do here is go ahead and add in a post here, which is going to be like a product review. So hello world shows up. You can actually just trash that one. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on trash, and we're going to click on add new post. And inside our post here, again, this is just very basic WordPress here, but this is going to be, like our product review. So let's say we are on, we're promoting, let's say, for example, buycostumes.com. So you'll see here, buycostumes.com. They have a lot of different costumes to choose from. You can actually be an affiliate for them. So let's go down here and pick toddler costume, for example. And let's say we're promoting a Spider-Man costume for them. So your keyword is going to be um, you know amazing, Spider-Man muscle chest. Spider-Man muscle chest costume, or you could do Spider-Man muscle chest, excuse me, toddler costume. And if you're their affiliate, you could actually, insert their image, insert the product image that they offer. Use that right in your post as well, and then you could actually link to it. So let's go on down here. Write up your little review about it. Typically, what I would do is take some ideas that they give you here, and so I would just take some ideas for this thing, like quick facts and those types of things, and I would kind of go from there. So take facts that they give you on their website and then incorporate it right on into your actual blog post. So what we're going to do now, so let's just go here and we'll talk about the costume. And what you want to do when you're doing those reviews is actually spend some time really going into them as far as what the product's about, why people should buy it. You're pretty limited on things like Halloween costumes, what you can say, but the key thing is to have quite a few different pieces of content that you can go with. So that's what you want to do with that. So the final thing here that we want to do here is let me just show you how to insert a link. So you can tell people at the end of the post, click here to for more information. So go ahead and choose click here for more information. Click on the hyperlink here, and then where it says URL, you would actually plug in your affiliate link right there. And then you can choose to open link in a new tab, which is not a bad idea. That way they can come back to your site and find other links that you might have. And then just go ahead at the very bottom here where it says title, all-in-one SEO pack. This is where you're going to put in the full title for the actual product that you're reviewing. And you would want to really just focus in on, again, adding your own flair to it. You could even find a video on YouTube, and I'll show you how to do this real quick, for the particular product. Even if it's a video you did not create, you could actually incorporate it in there. So let's say amazing Spider-Man toddler costume. You could find somebody that maybe had a video of their toddler wearing this costume. So here's one for example that includes this. So here's a video on YouTube that kind of has it. After you watch the video, of course, if you decide you want to use it, you can just choose share or embed this video. And then what I'm going to do is choose embed. So just click on share and then embed. So then we're just going to copy that and go right over here to our website, and we're going to select, after our content here, you can select HTML, and then I'm just going to simply paste it on in there. And you can actually just kind of leave it at that if you want. Or we can center it up, but you can kind of see, basically this blog post is going to come in here. So you can actually highlight it, the video, and click on center to bring it over. Highlight the link, and you can center that as well. You can hit the B to make it, bold. And then as you scroll down here, it's going to say, all-in-one SEO pack. This is where you're going to incorporate the keywords that you want to go after. So we're going to go amazing Spider-Man. That's just his costume. Spider-Man, toddler, muscle chest. These are all keywords people would want, and I would look at the big sites because they know kind of, they have teams of people that know kind of what people are looking for, and find in a unique review or insight on the new amazing, and notice I incorporate the keyword again in the description. And I know this seems like, work that's going to take a long time. This is, something that you could outsource to somebody because you're adding, there's so many different costumes you could be promoting. The thing is, you could actually just come up with 10 good costumes that you decide to create blog posts around. And then all you focus on is just promoting those 10 blog posts in particular, 10 costumes. Or it could be beyond costumes. It could be just a few video games, or just racing video games, or sports video games, or action, video. The point is you kind of zero in on the niche, and you create kind of a themed website about it. So, and then we're just going to call this under keyword separated Spider-Man toddler muscle chest costume. And then tags. Remember we had the tag cloud. So let's say Spider-Man toddler costumes and amazing Spider-Man as well. So just click on add those tags. And this is all like, little things for SEO. Under categories, you could just choose add new category. And I would, of course, place it wherever you want it to go. So we're going to call this toddler boys costumes and choose add new category. And then you could also create another new category for it, and we could call this movie costumes, movie theme costumes if you want. Choose add new category, and now all we have to do is click on publish. And you should see our website start to take form. You actually see inside here on the website, incorporating the video did quite a bit for the website. So right here, you can actually have a video you can watch. Clicks for more information. You can actually, choose to uncenter, center things. You can kind of fix that how you wish. You'll notice our keywords are incorporated up here. You'll have your affiliate banner here, so it is going to come together a lot cleaner. And then finally, after this, the key part is, add multiple reviews of the product, find additional videos. You can find all kinds of videos of people maybe using these products on YouTube, and that way you're not stuck actually creating these videos. Google absolutely loves videos. It helps with your stick rate for your website because people are there, and then you're creating really good relevant content around that. Or you could even use the videos to come up with content for your particular reviews. So that's kind of where I would zero in on this. You can just again choose the niche you're really going after. There's a couple other things you'll notice here under the tag clouds. So that way, if somebody were to click on like toddler costumes, they would come up with this costume and all the costumes related to toddler costumes. And then the only other thing to edit on here is where it said blog roll. You see here on the left side it says links. So let's go to links here. And the links that they give you by default are links that we don't want to use. So I just go in here and I check them all, and I choose delete, and then I choose apply. So I choose delete, and then I choose apply, and it's going to go through and delete all of these links here. And then the other thing we've got here are link categories, and you've got blog roll as one of the categories. So we're just going to go ahead and delete the blog roll category, and we're going to create a new one. So we'll call this Halloween costumes, or Halloween ideas, or something like that. And right here, so find additional costume ideas. Choose add new link category, and there we go. So, and then the next thing you want to do is go to under links here, choose add new, put in the name of it. So let's say we're promoting buy costumes, so let's say over, what do they advertise themselves as? 10 billion web's most popular costume store. So let's go here for name, just to get people excited to click on it. Most popular costume store. And then the web address would be your affiliate link that they give you from like Commission Junction. You would put that there. And then a description of it: over 10 billion unique costume combinations, just because they have so many different costumes with different ways you can use them. That's why they have it. You choose your link category under Halloween costumes. You can choose how you want the link to go. I like to make it, new window, and then we'll go on down here and we'll call it, yeah, everything there looks good. So let's just go to add link. So now if we go back to our blog here and we refresh it, so there we go. So now we've got our link there. If your link's not showing up, just go ahead and go back to Appearance and choose Widgets. And again, Appearance and Widgets is where you're going to do a lot of things within your themes. Like I said, you can have multiple of these text HTML areas as well. So you could actually add in another one, and then you could actually put your affiliate link banner below the tag cloud as well if you chose to. All right, so then we'll go back here to links, and it's going to say select link category and choose Halloween costumes, and then go ahead and choose save, and then it should show up now after it saves. There you go, Halloween costumes, or you could call it Halloween ideas. And a good thing to do for search engines is to link off to other relevant sources as well that are related to that. So then just a very few quick traffic generation ideas, and then we'll close this out. One idea, of course, is once you get a few of these going, whether it is, let's say you zero in on toddler costumes, go to Google AdWords and then Yahoo and Bing. So I'm going to show you both of those. So I'm going to go to Google here and type in AdWords. So google.com/AdWords or AdWords.Google. Especially if you don't have an account with them yet, you can actually sometimes get $50 to $100 in free advertising from your web host. Like HostGator will oftentimes give you free advertising with Google. So you might want to check that out when you're considering your web host and who you go with, because you could actually get some straight up income, or not income, but actually get 50 clicks or so for a particular costume. And then, of course, you do need to double check before you do a lot of pay-per-click campaigns if it is, something that you can promote as an affiliate. Because sometimes these companies do not want you promoting it through pay-per-click, so they want you to do videos, they want you to do a lot of content, getting articles out there. You can do the Web 2.0 marketing, you can do social bookmarking, create, submit free PDF reports to free ebook directories, all sorts of different angles. But I'll show you the other paid source. These are probably the easiest and fastest way to get traffic. But then after that, it's a matter of, am I getting a return on my investment back? Is it worth it? And that's why sometimes, especially if you're promoting Amazon products, you want to do products like electronics and things like that that have a higher value so that you end up making more commissions. So let's go Bing, and let's say Bing and Yahoo PPC, and it's Bing Ads is what it's called now. So it's Bing, B-I-N-G Ads, Bing Ads. It's the new Yahoo Bing network, and so sometimes you can actually get $50 or $25 from your web host. You might check that out as well. Bing doesn't get you, of course, as much traffic as Google, but they can certainly send you some traffic. So you may want to consider setting up a few of these websites. Try getting a little bit of this profit, stream going where you can actually get some clicks. And kind of go with them. They'll actually help you set up your campaigns. And that's why, it's important that you have a lot of good content on your site. And that's why I would have at least 10 to 20 good product reviews on your site, maybe have a few additional articles on it. You could even have a resources page, have your about us, have your privacy policy. Don't be shy about putting in your affiliate compensation disclosure, which basically just states, hey, I'm an affiliate, I'm getting paid. A lot of the pay-per-click sites like to see that. Commission Junction, those kind of sites like to see that as well, just because of the new FTC laws and people promoting and things like that. So hopefully this gives you an idea. The whole point here is to keep adding good content, create really good reviews, spend a lot of time on creating good content, focus a lot of effort on this one website, and then get the website to make you money before building on to other websites. But as you can see, there's a lot of opportunities. You could do this promoting iPhone products. You could do this promoting sports jerseys and those types of things. So kind of just come up with the theme that you really want to push and then push it hard. And this concludes this training.